I never thought I'd see the day when some would go from loving and adoring Oprah and Gayle King to actually hating them. If you haven't been on social media or watched the news lately, then you've missed the beloved friend slowly becoming public enemy number one. It all began with Oprah producing disparaging documentaries on Michael Jackson, then on hip-hop mogul Russell Simmons. Both pieces focus on alleged sexual misconduct. Oprah has since pulled the plug on the Simmons documentary, and maybe the final straw was how Gayle King, in a recent CBS News interview, asked former WNBA player Lisa Leslie if she believed her good friend Kobe Bryant would rape a woman. After that interview aired, the backlash was hard and swift. King responded by blaming her employer, CBS News.
It's been said that his legacy is complicated because of the sexual assault charge, which was dismissed in 2003, 2004. Is it complicated for you as a woman, as a WNBA player?
It's not complicated for me at all.
Is it even a fair question to talk about it, considering he's no longer with us and that it was resolved? Or is it really part of his history?
I think that the media should be more respectful at this time. It's like if you had questions about it, you've had many years to ask him that. I don't think it's something that we should keep hanging over his legacy. I mean, it went to trial.
Yeah, well, it was dismissed because the victim in the case refused to testify, so it was dismissed.
And I think that that's how we should leave it.
For the network to take the most salacious part when taken out of context and put it up online for people who didn't see the whole interview is very upsetting to me, and that's something I'm going to have to deal with them.
Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that? I swear to God, we the worst. We the worst. We expect more from you, Gayle. Don't you hang out with Oprah? Why y'all attacking us?
Here to react to this are legendary rappers Willie D of the Ghetto Boys and Bun B of UGK, also from 93.7 The Beat, Carmen Contreras, relationship expert Amber Neal, and the man with no cut in what he will say, Lewis Hunter. Let's begin with you, Willie D. When you see Gayle King broadcast an interview like that on CBS News to bring up something from the past on Kobe Bryant, your thoughts on that?
Birds of a feather flock together, you know, and what I mean by that, that's Oprah Winfrey's friend. And for years, I've let things slide with Oprah in regards to Oprah, because Oprah is a huge symbol of success, especially for young black girls and women. So I let it slide for a long time. But I realized that Oprah and Gayle are both white supremacists with black faces. You see, these two chicks, their whole goal is to drag black men. You don't have to be white to be a white supremacist. Gayle King, Oprah Winfrey, ain't nothing but a couple of Aunt Your Mama mammies masquerading as respectable journalists.
Now, as journalists, Carmen, they have a job to do. Like Gayle King, her job is to ask the tough questions.
Right.
Did she go too far in your opinion?
She went way too far. First of all, what does RIP stand for? Rest in peace. He is dead. It was poor timing. Did she have to ask the question? No, she didn't have to ask the question. Did the network do? The network didn't ask the question, she did. So what did the network do? Pull the content that's going to get people to talk about it. She's going to have to suffer the consequences. She was wrong for it. But as a journalist, you know, she asked that question and she didn't have to, but she did. Now, when we interview artists, we always get a script. This is what we want you to talk about. Don't ask these questions. I respect that. She was wrong for it.
Is it a different arena, though, Lewis, when you're talking about journalists? Because you can't dictate what you want a journalist to ask you.
But there's got to be some respectability, and Gayle has enough pull with the network that she can ask what she wants and what she doesn't want. You know, this plays into the whole black boogeyman, you know, mentality, and it sells. And unfortunately, it does. It gets viewership, and that's what she was after, you know. And then for her to immediately duck behind the network as if somehow it was there for I'm mad too. You know, I'm mad with you. No, you're not. You know exactly what you did.
You didn't fall for that
Not
one.
at all. Not at
Amber
all.
Neal, let's hear your opinion on this.
It was reckless. It was irresponsible. I mean, just the fact that he's trying to rest in peace and there's enough going on around it, but to just come out and then hide behind the network, I think it's reckless. Gayle and Oprah both know their level of influence, so to come out and say hide behind the network, but you still ask the questions, she needs to take some responsibility.
Bumby, she said it was taken out of context. She immediately got online this morning to apologize. Do you think she didn't realize she didn't have that Oprah buffer from the world when people came for her?
I think she's just been very comfortable in her space, right, and in her station. I think she counted on Lisa Leslie to compromise her friendship for femininity in terms of this being a sexual assault against a woman. What she didn't realize was Lisa was ready for it and refused to compromise either side. You know, she was a good friend of Kobe, and she's not going to take this moment in the life of Kobe and the memory of Kobe to put him out there and just hang him out to dry. You know, she knew that there was a way to navigate this situation and be honest about her friendship with him, but then also be able to not fall into the trap that Gayle was basically trying to set her up for.
Recently, we saw Oprah Winfrey pulled her documentary on Russell Simmons after getting a lot of pressure. She said, however, it did not matter about the public pressure, and Russell Simmons didn't pressure her to pull it. It just didn't have everything she wanted in the documentary.
No, these people are very well aware of the public opinion that we have of them right now. This is why Gayle, you know, immediately this morning came out and spoke about it and tried to make it seem as if CBS put her under the gun. No, these were questions that you chose to ask. I think Gayle is in a position with CBS News where she's able to dictate the conversation, right? So that question was asked because she chose to ask it. She went deeper into it. She got very condescending towards Lisa Leslie. And keep in mind, Oprah Winfrey also banned Ludacris a long time ago, tried to ban Ludacris from her show when he was a part of the cast of Crash, which eventually won an Oscar. And even when he did appear on the show, she edited his comments. So this is nothing new from Oprah and her friends, I guess. You know, this is something that they've been suspect of before.
And Gayle has hung her hat on the purse strings of Oprah Winfrey for a long time. You know, and Oprah dishes out a few $1 million for some black colleges, and then she comes out with a documentary demonizing black men. You know, it's cyclical. It happens, and then she's been doing it for a long time.
Also, I noticed it's the words that she chose to use. When someone is acquitted of something, you don't continue to refer to them as victims instead of, you know, the accusers. So the fact that she played on words, if you're not really snapping to it, you're going to get caught up in the subliminal message of what she's trying to say.
I'm curious what she does with
We'll be right back. We'll let you finish that thought when we come back. We still have a lot more to talk about in this conversation after the break. Stay with us. And welcome back. It's a conversation a lot of us never thought we'd be having. If you're just tuning in, we're asking, is it time to cancel Oprah and Gayle? We have Bum B, Willie D, Amber Neal, Carmen Contreras, and Lewis Hunter. One of the points you brought up is that Oprah and Gayle tend to focus and go after African-American males.
Yeah. See, people like them, they're paid to do the work of the networks. They're paid to say what the networks want to say, but can't say because they're going to be called out for the obvious racists that they are. Gayle and Oprah, well, let me go back to Gayle. Gayle said that the reason why she asked the question, because of journalistic integrity. Well, if that's the case, where are the interviews of Harvey Weinstein's friends, Matt Lauer's friends, Donald Trump's friends, Kevin Spacey's friends? Where are those interviews? And where are those documentaries? Where are the films? Where in the hell is the segment about any of those guys? You're not going to see it. You see, there's a line. I don't care if you're a host of a radio show or a television show. There's a line that all hosts know that they have. All interviewers know that they have. There's a line. And the ones that get crossed often are the ones where you're talking about black males. They understand that that line can be crossed. What Gayle didn't anticipate, she knew she was going to piss off black men. She didn't anticipate that black women was going to throw that fire on her ass. Mm-hmm. That's what she was not ready for, and that's why she apologized.
Now, Carmen, Obviously, Oprah's had her history of being sexually abused. Do you think that's why she's taken that path to go after individuals who are accused of sexual allegations?
I've always admired Oprah Winfrey's work, and she's always been vocal. She got raped, she got molested as a young child. I think this is her way of using her platform to get the victims to speak out, to advocate. So that's my opinion. You know, I would love to sit down with Oprah Winfrey and ask her if she's got a documentary on the way for Matt, Matt Lauer, the president, and, everybody else. So we're just going to have to wait and see.
So, Bumby, what if she is an advocate for those who've been victimized and she can't quite see clear because she's trying to help people?
Well, I can understand that viewpoint, but then again, I mean, it's all about discretion. You know what I'm saying? And if she did feel like that, then there was plenty of time for her to reach out to Kobe Bryant and interview Kobe Bryant himself and get that information. But like Willie D says, there are other people in her proximity that have been accused of the same crime, and she hasn't done anything to interview those people. I mean, even if obviously Harvey Weinstein probably wouldn't want to sit down for an interview, but you could still run an expose and still do a documentary as you were doing around Russell Simmons and Michael Jackson.
True.
And in many cases, the individuals that the documentaries or the allegations have been brought up on, they're dead and they can't defend themselves, Lewis.
Absolutely. One just died. Kirk Douglas was accused of raping a 16-year-old girl, as I was jokingly saying back in 1800. He was 150 years old. It doesn't. There are a lot of people that documentary could have been done on that were within close proximity. She could have pulled very easily. Harvey Weinstein. This guy paid $40 million in settlements to people, amongst 20 different women, 20, 30 different women. These are issues. That's right there, and you choose low-hanging fruit of celebrity, black celebrities who were either acquitted or never charged, just the allegations alone.
And I want to ask each of you, do you foresee both of them recovering from this, or will they remain permanently damaged? Amber, let's begin with you, and really quick.
Definitely permanently damaged, because at the end of the day, when you basically say that you're pulling out of a documentary because you believe the women before the trial or anything's even happened, then you're using your influence in a negative way.
All right, out of time. Thank you guys for joining us. Great conversation. Hey, it was a thought.